Let's hope you wouldn't delete this video. This video is not in any way tough on certain type of bad woman, bad, terrible, dirty type, kind of woman. Okay? I look into the history and I find a lot of names for a lot of women attacked and killed, hanged, shot dead, burned, decapitated. Look, for example, what happened last century. Let's go to the West and Russia. You will find Romanov royalty, there is a woman among them. So I'm not saying all. The woman, she's married to this communist leader, who the last communist leader was executed, Romania, I think. A woman just be with her husband. Now, I'm not going to go into after World War II. They say it's the justified execution of XCB women. I'm not talking right now about men. And I look, and I see this woman, and I see a lot of videos after they captured them, crying and sad, and sometimes kissing the hand of the soldiers, and terrible. And I look, begging for some to be spread. And they took so many among them and executed them. Okay? In a very brutal way. Executed. And they say it's justified execution. Now look into the story of not all of these women. Some of these women. It is the environment of World War II, after World War I. There is generals. There is a political conflict. Either in Germany, there was execution. France, by the British, by the Allies, by the Russians, Russian among themselves. Many accusations. They betrayed their nation. They committed some crimes. They are working with the other army, and they are part of this crimes. I mean, they didn't, so many among them didn't do 1 out of 1,000 of the crimes that's happening in Gaza, or in Iraq, or even in Syria. You understand what I'm killing these women and children? No, they are working with this general, and they were instructed to do that, I'm not saying all. They were taken and executed. I'm not going to mention any name. I mean, it is an environment, a very devastated, they call it, terrible environment. It's the war. I'm not going to say anything more. I can say a lot of things more and more and more. I'm trying to protect my video. And I go to the Middle East. And I go and I check the Ishmaelian land and the Ishmaelian nation. And I see a lot of these women who are, when it's come to the environment and the history and the circumstances and things happen in the Middle East, decades, I see these women at the 80s, the 90s. You know what? Let's go to 11 September, the inside job, and invading Iraq, and after 2000. And I see this woman. What do you call for? Either opposing the Gulf States government, or with it, or with the royal family members. Let's focus on women. I'm not going to go to the faggots, talk about the faggots, the males. This is another story. Maybe worse. When I look at these prostitutes who had something to do with fucking my life, with bringing absolute pain to my life. I'm talking about certain group of women. Where is she living right now? She committed something far worse than what these women who were killed and executed based on justified reasons. Far. These women used to be obedient to their general. There is no escape from doing what these brutal leadership, either in Germany or even in France, some of the resistance or what, and they killed them. And everyone is considered, each side of the war say it's justified to kill this woman. And you see many of these women, I'm not saying all, that they really don't deserve to be killed. You look into not only their face, you can deal with a lot of, not even how they used to cry before the execution and how they were terrified. No. And you can see it in the videos. I'm not saying all. The story itself, what she's supposed to do. And she was executed. Within World War II and after World War II in a brutal way. I'm not going to mention any name. I'm not going to mention any name. Look at these women. I'm not talking about the West, the nation of the West. The West they are doing, and other nations all over the world doing crimes. There is members. I'm not talking about the members of these nations who are committing an absolute, extreme, dark crimes concerning Middle East, or helping or giving support to those who shouldn't receive any sort of support. No, I'm talking about those who have passports and staying there in Gulf states. Let's go and talk to them, or even foreigners in Middle East, or these who with nationality or with the royal family. Let's see, what did they do? They have destroyed our identity, brought damage, it will need a lot of explanation, and if I explain it, YouTube will delete my video, like they did before. Creep crimes, lies, disrespecting the history, and guess what? They are not natives from there. They are foreigners. Turkish. They are immigrant. Came from outside. Turkish is not a human. Turkish. I'm Turkish in England. Immigrant. They came from outside. Where do they live? Villas, big houses, businessman fathers, in the media, maybe in the mansion, even if they are not royalty. And they brought all of it. And they are still alive. And they are living and happy. Happy with ruining our lives, these dark souls. With bringing the damage to our society. With bringing unrealistic, destroying change. Not only in the religion levels, in the social rules level, in the identity level, and what's also concerning the future. And helping the enemy. So they are betrayers and they are criminals at the same time. Is anyone persecuting these criminals, females? No. It's the other way around. I'm not talking about how the West darkly interfering with these whores and faggots in the West. No. I'm saying these criminals. I'm not talking about men as well, males. Oh, this is another different terrible story. No one is persecuting these whores. No one. They are enjoying my oil, enjoying my media, and they are helping the occupier in the Holy Land, and they are making the so-called Shiite and Bergia happy with all what was provided to them by the devil. And either they are so-called Shiite and Gulf states or not, these whores or holes or whatever. It is crime, unbelievable crimes. So when I look at these and look at the circumstances and the decades and the environment and the damage happening to my nation, and I go into the other hand, and I see these women who were executed last century within Gog and Magog race or pigs, these nations, and I see a lot of women who honestly were killed. Unjustified killing to them, but it happened. I'm not saying the normal innocent, the victims, those who no. I'm saying those who used to be within a group, within the authority, either in Germany or Russia or on France or whatever, in Europe. They joined the resistance, or they are with the brutal attacker or invader. And at the end executed. There was no option in their hand. They must do what they are told to do for a living and to live. And they were executed. And so I just pity these women who are lost, gone right now. They are not in it. They are finished. They left this dunya. They didn't give their statement. They didn't. Within the war itself and after the war, everything was controlled. The execution must be processed. This is happening in your nation. Now I'm looking at these prostitutes who have something to do with destroying my nation morals and destroying my identity, destroying how and just destroying the image of how honorable I am. An absolute infinity destroying. This is rules of my identity, which you have no right to say we want to destroy it or not. You should destroy yourself before you dare question this Adamic rules, these humanitarian rules, which have something to do with ancient bloodlines. Now look, it's a creep world which we are living in. There is no justice in this world. May Allah answer my calls. Don't delete my video. I would honestly want to upload more and say more about these whores, but I'm gonna keep my mouth shut so that you wouldn't delete my video, and I'll keep it to myself, though I have uploaded so many videos before. Depend on my mental status, especially in 2016 and 17. May Allah answer my calls, concerning this life and then the hereafter. You are bad people. That's it. In the East and in the West.